Welcome in. It's another Soccer Down Here 1v1. I'm Jason Longshore, and I had the chance earlier today to speak to Jay Fortune, Atlanta United midfielder, about the big 2023 that he had, breaking into the first team on a regular basis, getting playoff experience in Major League Soccer. We talked about his national team aspirations with Trinidad and Tobago and a whole lot more. But what we started with was just how preseason is going so far for Jay, and a few weeks into preseason, how everything's coming together. Here's my conversation with Jay Fortune.
No, everything feels good. This, for me, is kind of one of the first preseasons in a while where I was able to start injury-free, thankfully. And I felt good so far. Happy to be back training, be back with the team, and we're kind of at that point now where we're starting to play games again. So we're starting to work on the shape, getting to know everybody is a big one, and just trying to get comfortable with the system and everybody getting involved, getting good minutes to try and get ready for the season.
How beneficial was the break in off season? Because 23 was a big year for you.
Yeah, it was very beneficial. I think towards the end, started playing on one game, so started to get a little bit tired. But the break came at the right time to just kind of reset and chill with family, chill with friends, spend some time away, and then kind of get to that point where you start to get a little bit bored. You're ready to get back, and once you get back, you're happy to get back started and touch the ball again and stuff like that.
Reflecting back on the playoffs with Columbus, you had a lot of time in that series. It was a series that I think it's easy to look at the scoreline and think it was more slanted than it was. It felt like even in that game 3 that it was still on the table for Atlanta. Looking back at it, what were the big factors in those 3 games to you?
Yeah, I think starting with the first one was a difficult one. We went into that first game and we were missing some players and whatnot, but at the end of the day, there's no excuse or anything. We struggled a little bit away last year, and one that after the first game we lost, but we didn't feel as though we were out of it. Like they didn't feel like they were the significantly better team, and it showed when we went home. We were able to get the win. So it's 1-1. You're going into that final game away from home, unfortunately, but it's still a game that could be won. And they went up, and you start to push numbers forward because you need to get a result. And we had chances. We were in the game, and it was a very unfortunate scoreline at the end because. From a neutral standpoint, it was a good game, I feel as though, and one that on any other day the result could have changed. And for us, we were upset, obviously, after the game, not just because we got knocked out, but knowing that we were right there. And you win that game, you don't know what happens. They end up winning. That could have been us. That also made it a little more difficult to stomach.
Something that stood out to me about that game and really the team as a whole last season was the fight that the group had. They never felt like you were out of a game. It always felt like, one, there were goals in this team consistently, but it was also, you never really saw the team down. How important is having that when in moments like playoffs or other games where you fall behind, that this is a group that's going to continue to go for this?
Yeah, it's a very big thing. I think as a team, we all feel as though no matter what, we have a chance of scoring, of being in a game, and some of it comes down to the stuff we do in training. We're all competitors. We all like to win, and that's a big one. And games are 90 plus minutes, and it takes 10 seconds for a goal to happen, and a game can change just like that, whether it's the first 10 or the last 10. And the game's not done until the final whistle goes. So none of us enjoy losing. I don't think anyone in the league does. So when you're in a game and you're down by a goal or the game's tied, you want to get back into it. And I think we we all had that mindset last year, and you know the group that we have this year, you know we all have that mindset as well. You lose in training and you're upset, and you wish that you end up winning the game.
How important is stuff, and I know fans might not understand it at times, when you have the games and training, and you're always trying to get Van or somebody else to come over and take pictures of the winning team afterwards, and putting that out there and talking it up. How important is that stuff in creating that mentality?
No, it's very important. You have guys on the team. I won't say names, but when they win, you hear about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're on their team and you win, it's all laughs, it's all giggles. But when you lose, it's annoying.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
No, 100%.
So it's one of those where we have a competitive environment. You want to be able to walk away from the day knowing that you won, because you know when we compete in training, they're hard sessions. We're all tired at the end of it, and you know you want to know that the effort that you put in comes with a result. You know you worked hard because you worked for something, and that group, that team, whatever on that day, they were the better team, the better group, the better players in training on that day. And, you know, you always want that to be you. So it's really important to push, because it's not you this week. Is it you the next one? Or if you win this week, you want it to be you again the week after. So.
You think about how important that is in the mentality of the team and the personality of the team. One of the big conversations for 24 is getting more results on the road. Beyond just the mentality and the intensity, what are the important things that go into getting results on the road in this league in your mind?
I mean, playing on the road is almost half the season, if not half. So those are a lot of points that are up for grabs, and the best teams, they're able to do it home and away, no matter who the competition is, and we want that to be us, because we win some more games away from home last year. Maybe, we're above Columbus, and, we play the first and the third game at home, and the results are different. So, we're aiming for finishing, obviously, at the top of the Eastern Conference, but more or less top four, because those away games, they play a big role in how you do in the standings, and also, too, it's a part of the game. You're going to have to play away from home, whether it's in playoffs or whether it's in the regular season. And, like we said, we like to win. And having to travel back on the road with not getting the result we want, we don't want that to happen too often.
You mentioned in the offseason getting time with friends and family and getting to relax to a degree. How important has your brother, who has been, on a professional journey as well, how important has he been in kind of guiding you in your journey?
He's been very important for me. Like you said, he plays professionally, and he's very good at this sport. So being able to ask questions and to get feedback from him is a big thing, because he understands. He watches my games. He knows things that are for me to keep doing, and he knows things for me to improve on. And he understands what it's like being in these environments. What I could expect, how to respond in certain situations, and he'll tell me about it before the season, or he'll tell me about it as things are going on, what to look towards possibly happening. And then when you see it, you kind of think back in your mind, like, all right, this is what he prepared you for, this is what he described, and you're ready for it. But he's giving me a lot of help on and off the field. On the field, always competing with each other, but also helping each other be better. He watches. Last year he was in Europe, so he'd watch games back because they were late his time, and he'll tell me, this was good, this is what you got to work on sometimes. And that I'm very grateful to have a brother that is able to help in that type of way.
As a young player in the situation you're in, getting time with the first team, really in the main group now, how important is that kind of a support system with family, with your brother, with your dad, with that support system within the club, but also your own personal one outside of the club?
Yeah, it's great. When I leave training, I talk with every member of my family at some point in the day, and for different reasons. My dad is a little bit more of, how he's training. We talk about things that happen, things that could work on, and sometimes he just listens. Sometimes it's, if I don't have a great day at training, he'll listen. He'll say, forget about it, move on to the next one. And if it's a good training session, he'll say, all right, think about what went well, but you got to do it again. And having that is great. And also too, we just talk, and that's a great one to be able to do that. My brother, we're very big video game players, so if you hear a lot, it's always good to try and get away from football a little bit. He helps with that because we both play, so that gives us our opportunities to talk with each other and talk about other things. And I forget about football in that certain time period. And then my mom too is a very beneficial one as well, because she's more the just day-to-day I'm doing, keeping me on track, making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And she's watched me play and my brother play, so she knows quite a bit of football as well. So if a game goes by and I do something that I'm not supposed to do, she'll let me know about it as well. But also too, she's always happy to see me get on the field, see me doing well in training. And so each member of my family has played a tremendous role in where I've been so far, and I'm extremely grateful.
I know another thing that's really important to you is the national team and opportunities with Trinidad and Tobago. How have those conversations gone as you're getting ready for opportunity to potentially get into the Copa America this summer?
Yeah, it's been we've been in conversation. I think this is a very big set in time for the country to try and get into Copa America. World Cup qualifiers coming about, and last year there was a few moments where there were call-ups, but I was in a situation with the club where I felt as though I was making strides and wanted to try and keep pushing, and our coach was very understanding of it. So I'm grateful for that, and we're gonna try and make a push. We got a big game against Canada, which if we win, we're in for Copa America, and I'm sure we'll be preparing for that and getting ready for that. And I'm always grateful for the opportunity to represent the country.
How much is that side of things with looking at the horizon of a Copa America this summer and a World Cup where the chances to qualify are really high in CONCACAF with the 3 host teams in? How much does that drive you in your day-to-day here training?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm very goal-oriented, and you're always setting little goals, and to know that, okay, I have a game this weekend or I have a game next weekend, so I'm training hard for that. But in the back of your mind, you also know you're getting pushed here in training, so that when you go away with national team, you're also ready for that. You're not starting from zero. You're in a good space physically, mentally, and technically. So being here always helps with that, just to stay sharp, be ready, and if ever I'm called up, I'm always prepared and willing to give my best effort all the time.
Last one, what message would you give to fans of the club out there listening as they get ready for a season where, there's big expectations this year for Atlanta United?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, us here at Atlanta United, all the players, staff, every time we go out, we're going to do the best we can to give the fans the results they want. I think we want to bring a trophy back this year, and we're going to do everything in our power to do such, because I want to win. I know the fans want to win. I know the players here want to win, the staff. So we all have that in our minds, and from the first game of the season, we're going to push to provide everything that we have to make the fans happy and put on the show every weekend and try and give them the results they want.